Let's talk about Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. Opera Omnia is a mobile game published by Square Enix and co-developed by them and Koei Tecmo. Previously worked on another Dissidia game, Final Fantasy NT. I kind of made a lot of videos about the game already, so let's get started. Battling. It is a JRPG style with a party of up to 3 characters fighting up to 3 enemies at a time. The fighting mechanics are based off of 2 forms of damage, Brave and HP. HP determines how much damage one can deal, and Brave is what enables HP damage. To deal damage, you need Brave. To win, you need HP. It goes hand in hand. Despite the pretty simplistic nature of it all, the uniqueness that comes from the different characters in the massive roster available helps keep the game fresh and not boring. One unit works completely different from another, and you're encouraged to try out many playstyles rather than just sticking to one. Personally, the RPG battle system has always been a favorite of mine ever since I was little. My issue with other forms of gameplay like hack and slash or shooters is that real-time restrictions are very harsh. If you don't act within a certain amount of time, you lose. Come on. Wait, he's right there. No, God! The leveling system. One of my favorite parts of the game is leveling my characters. With the newest quality of life updates and UI changes, the leveling system in Opera Omnia is as straightforward as it can possibly be. There is literally an entire menu mapping out every single stat, every single weapon, every single armor that you need to level up your character. What's great about this too is that you are able to completely level up your units from there. There's no tedious back and forth between menu to menu like it used to be back then. Everything is laid out as simple and easy as possible to where you can focus your attention elsewhere. Farming. The farming in this game is, all in all, very manageable. The only cases where the farming can get very tedious would be clearing old content and buying from exchange boards of current ongoing quests. While I totally understand people's frustrations with these, fortunately, the farming, as bad as it can get, is still very much worth it. With clearing older content, you get a massive amount of gems and resources in return, where you can use to pity a lot of characters. And as a new player, you're even encouraged to pull on as many banners as possible. You get massive help in making a character roster, and you aren't automatically thrown into the wolves with bad units. With the exchange boards, especially from events nowadays, they have a lot of available resources that would otherwise be extremely rare. Burst weapon materials, purple armor tokens, enhancement points. You can do the missions yourself, or if you get outside help, you can clear it with them too, for even more bonuses. Continually doing these boards will net you a lot of really good items that you can use to level up more characters. Again, these can be difficult and time consuming a lot of the time, but if you can manage it, the rewards more than compensate the work. To help out, some tips I actually recommend to make the process easier. I highly suggest getting an auto clicker app on your phone, so you don't have to tap the screen 4 billion times in order to clear a mission. You're able to press one button and do other stuff while you're farming. The other recommendation, oh Aloe, are you gonna tell us to break out our credit card? Yeah. I suggest getting the MOG Pass. You don't need to get the $40 one, just the $5 one is more than enough. You get a big multiplier for some rewards, and also you get a lot more enhancement points than if you were just free to play. One problem I do find with Opera Omnia is the big lack of adequate enhancement points for completely free to play people. No matter how much you save, you're only getting a small number of points every event you clear, and it takes a lot of enhancement points to max out just one character. There's no way else to slice it. Getting a MOG Pass does require putting your own money into the game, and while I do recommend getting it, I would still think twice before doing so and see if this game is really for you. The quests. The process of clearing missions, as much as it is improved throughout Opera Omnia's lifespan, still needs work. Even if you have an auto clicker like I recommended, you still have to individually click every single quest marker in order to progress the game. And the way the maps are laid out, you have to proactively look where to go next when you farm. You can't completely set your phone aside without still looking where to go for the next quest. My next issue is the friend supports. No new friends. I think the friend support menu appearing before every single mission makes the process much more frustrating, because as someone like me who rarely uses friend units, I'd rather do all the missions myself, and I'd prefer it if there was a toggle option to turn off friend units completely. One big problem I find with Opera Omnia's UI is going to the settings. Oftentimes in mobile games, the option to go to the settings menu can be accessed almost 24/7. However, with this game, you still have to go to the home menu to access it. If you're in the middle of clearing the game but want to turn off the music, you want to change your profile, you can't access it right away. You have to exit whatever it is you're doing, go all the way to the home menu, and then you have to go to the settings. With how customizable and meticulous the UI is, you would think that this problem would have been addressed already, but to this day, it's still an issue. I don't know why they haven't fixed it yet. The story overall, I was hooked for the first initial act, but after that, it got way too redundant and dragged out. Pretty much every single act has you do the same thing. You get back to teammates, find light fragments or whatever, defeat the bad guy at a cost, and something goes wrong in the end. The next act after that, you end up having to fix said problem. Rinse and repeat every single time, and at this point, I am so over it. They're clearly milking the story to make it last longer, and unfortunately, I'm lactose intolerant. The gacha. Ask any longtime player or veteran how they feel about the gacha in this game. They're gonna tell you the same thing. It is by far the kindest, most generous, and most giving I have ever seen. And I've played a bunch of mobile games. You still can't spend your gems all willy-nilly on every single banner that comes and expect to still survive. But if you learn how to save, you'll have more than enough resources to pull for who you want, even if you're completely free to play. Not once was I ever pressured to buy more gems with real money. I also love that these in-game purchases are never shoved in your face. You always have the option to buy them, but it's never obnoxious like with other mobile games I've played.
Oh, you cleared this mission? Here, try out this $20 bundle just for you at a discount. Hurry now before it's too late.
Out of the 3 active mobile games Final Fantasy has at the moment, Opera Omnia is by far the least lucrative. It does not make that much money. At the same time, it is also the nicest and most generous out of the 3. Let's say you wanted to eat somewhere, and you had a choice between 2 restaurants. On one hand, you have a famous 5-star restaurant with decent quality food, but it's way overpriced. And on the other side, you have a small mom-and-pop local diner that not only has better food, but cheaper prices, and an oftentimes better experience. Everyone has their own taste, but me personally, I'm eating at the local diner 10 out of 10 times.
Take it down, Brady, because my mama not letting me make it.
God.
There are so many amazing things about this game. However, if I had to pick one of all the positives that I could find, it would definitely be the daily missions. Here's what I love and hate about daily missions. Daily missions are single-handedly the best way to farm consistent resources in any mobile game, or at least one of the best ways. The downside with daily missions is they also are the most tedious. I've played some mobile games where it takes up to 30 minutes to an hour to finish all the daily missions. I don't care how much time you have in your day. Doing 30 minutes to an hour daily for a mobile game, that's too much. With Opera Omnia, you're still getting good resources as well as daily logins. All you need to do is clear one mission. That's it. That is all you need to do for your daily mission. It doesn't matter what mission it is. It could be a level 5 mission. It could be one hunt fight, and you're getting all the rewards. I don't know if you guys understand how mind-blowing that is. If you include the loading times, it can take you 1 minute to finish all your daily missions, and you can do whatever you want for the rest of your day. One of the main reasons why I love Opera Omnia is it doesn't try to be your main gacha game. It gives you more than enough time to grind out other mobile games. For example, I'm playing Honkai Star Rail right now. Opera Omnia lets me do that. It doesn't require me to use half of my day. Concluding with my overall thoughts, I'm giving a hemp grade of AAA, only one level below the highest rating. I'll be the first to tell you that Opera Omnia is not perfect. The questionable storyline, the lack of enhancement points for free to play, the UI for settings, the tedious quest map layouts, but at the end of the day, I mean it 100% when I say that this is the best mobile game I have ever played. It's why I have an entire channel dedicated to it. It's why I've been playing this game for more than 2 years. I've actually never really played Final Fantasy either, and I still got hooked. That should give you an idea of how good this thing is. I've never come across a more giving mobile game that's this focused on the players, and I'll be very surprised if I ever come across another one at this level again. Thank you guys so much for watching with me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!